Cutter top 10, Cutter top 10. You know you liked it a lot. Time to see who is the best and the worst at stuff. You know, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling. If I have to, so please join me. Why don't you read? This is Cutter's top 10. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. We're ready to rumble! Oh. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Diamond. Welcoming you to yet another Cutter Top 10. And today we look at the top 10 Canadian wrestlers of all time. This was actually a hard list to maintain because, you know, there's so many good Canadian wrestlers. So I went with history and personal knowledge. This was, I believe this is my only my second list all time that I have a honorable mention. And I do have an honorable mention because he's half Canadian, half American. And that's Rocky Johnson because, you know, Rocky Johnson obviously is the son of The Rock. The father of The Rock, fuck. He was part of the first ever black tag team to win the WWE Tag Team Championship with Tony Atlas. He was a good wrestler and all that. From Nova Scotia, by the way. So, yeah, it was hard, but he's part American too, so. Anyway, so here are the top 10. Number 10, Natalia. A good technical female wrestler. Not really gaining a lot of breaks on Raw or SmackDown. That just sucks. She's on a reality show. She's on Total Divas. She's called the godmother of the divas. Natalia, of course, should be in the Divas Championship reign. Number 9, Sami Zayn. I didn't know Sami Zayn was from Quebec. I forget the town he's from. He's not from Montreal. That's someone else on this list, I think. But anyway, Sami Zayn, who kept trying to be the NXT champion and refused to quit. So he did win the NXT title, and then all of a sudden, the next guy, the number 8 guy on the list, came up and destroyed him, and then took his title away from him. So Sami Zayn, of course, was a great independent wrestler, and all that. Kind of like the next guy on the list, number 8, Kevin Owens, KO as they call it. He's a hot commodity. I will admit that. Owens is still a rookie, but he's been wrestling for 15 years independently, like Sami Zayn. He's actually paired up with Sami Zayn for a pair of promotions before the WWE and NXT. So anyway, he's pretty good and all that. I don't know if he's going to be a heel or a face, but, you know, who cares? He's done very well for himself from Montreal. No, wait, Sammy is from Montreal and Kevin's not from America. Anyway, number 7 is Owen Hart, or was Owen Hart, I should say. Owen, of course, died tragically at 33 years old. I can't believe how young he was. Anyway, so Owen Hart, of course, was the younger brother of Bret Hart. All that part of the Hart family for Mystique. I believe his first ever big match was at WrestleMania 5. But anyway, he was a good wrestler. He, of course, was in Bret's shadow, blah, blah, blah. He got out of it. He could have gotten out of it by not being a heel, but you know. He even beat Bret at WrestleMania 10, but Bret won the WWE title the same night. Which ticked off Owen Hart. Owen, surprisingly, was part of the Nation of Domination, the only predominantly white person in the Nation of Domination. I thought Nation of Domination was just a stable of all black wrestlers. But well, you see Owen Hart in there. He was not a world champion. He was an intercontinental champion a couple times. And he should have been. But thanks to that incident in Kansas City, when he fell from the rafters. And I believe I said this in another list. But anyway, thank God. The cameras actually did not... if you watched pay-per-view, you didn't watch the incident live. You just saw Owen's promo against the Godfather as the Blue Blazer. And of course he died. That was just one of the luckiest breaks of all time. Anyway, number 6 is Christian. He was a tag team specialist for the longest time. Like, when he and Edge came up, he was pretty good. However, Christian came through. His big breakthrough came in about 2004, 2005 when he became singles guy. He won the Intercontinental Championship, and he actually ended up winning the World Heavyweight title twice. Well, that was after he left for TNA. I remember him as Christian Cage in TNA when I used to watch TNA and all that. So yeah, Christian was a decent wrestler. Number 5, the icon that just passed away this month, Roddy Piper. Of course, Roddy Piper, born and raised in Saskatchewan. His first pro wrestling match was in Winnipeg's arena against Larry the Axe Hennig. Lost in 10 seconds, whatever. But anyway, Piper was the major league heel. They often consider him the greatest heel of all time. Although Piper did become a face back in 86, 87-ish, because when he faced Adrian Adonis, he was a face. So anyway, yeah, Piper was great and all that. He didn't win the WWE title, but he was given but he won the Intercontinental belt in '92, near the end of his career in WWE. I know that he was once the president of the WWE in '96 after Carmelo Monsoon got Vader bombed. And then, of course, in 2003, he came back to the WWE, which was shocking enough. But, there was some kind of conflict with Vince McMahon. And, Piper would have been the ultimate heel, and it would have been nice to see him wrestle a few other times. Of course, Piper had some kind of cancer that he had, or injury. He had chemotherapy on it and all that. Yep, and Piper on Legends House. I'm surprised that Piper is the first person from Legends House to perish. I always thought it would be Mean Gene or Howard Finkel because, the elder statements, or even Pat Patterson. Anyway, number 4 is Trish Stratus. Best female wrestler of all time. Well, Lita might say something about it, but anyway. She won the WWE title 7 times, and the last time she actually did was a retirement match in Toronto when she beat Lita. So anyway, the days of Trish Stratus were better days for women because they were wrestlers and not just divas. So anyway, Trish Stratus, great wrestler and all that. Number 3, Chris Jericho. Well, he won 9 Intercontinental belts. You might as well make him one of the best ever. He was the first ever undisputed champion. While Chris Jericho toiled in WCW, came into the WWE August of '99. And then all of a sudden, he was good. He won the Intercontinental belt a couple times. And then he was the undisputed champion, being The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night. Of course, Triple H got rid of him. Got rid of his title match in Toronto. Jericho was actually not well received in Toronto, ironically enough. So anyway, he has a good legacy. I think he's retired now, or semi-retired, whatever. Because I know he's on WWE Tough Enough. And I have to find out who won this thingamabobbie. I'll be soon. Number 2, Bret Hart. Surprised that Bret Hart is not number 1, but I guess it's because of the longevity of the number 1 person. But anyway, Bret was known as the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. He actually ended up being like a tag team specialist back in the late 80s and all that. He didn't really get prominence as a singles competitor until like 91 when he won the Intercontinental belt from Mr. Perfect. So anyway, yeah, Bret Hart was a very good wrestler. Of course, he won the WWE title in '92 in a house show in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Strange enough that usually you don't see titles be won on house shows, like non-televised events. It's kind of like Diesel when he beat Bob Backlund in '94 for the title. It was in Madison Square Garden, but it wasn't on TV live. So anyway, Bret Hart was a 5-time WWE champion. Famous for, being the WWE champion from September '92 to his infamous loss to Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Bret then regained the title in '94 at at WrestleMania, then lost it at Survivor Series, controversially to Bob Backlund, thanks to Owen. And then, you know, he had a few other title reigns as well. He had a few short reigns. 97, his problems with Vince McMahon kind of cost his career a bit. And Bret's biggest regret was never being with Owen when Owen died. Anyway, and number one is Edge, because I guess they rank it based on number of titles. He's an 11-time world champion. And Edge was a tag team wrestler for the time being, and then started like 2001, 2002 becoming his own man, singles competitor. All that. And of course his larger career cut short to injury. But anyway, 11-time world champion. The last time he was world champion was just the week before he announced his retired because of his neck. Thank God for that. That Edge retired. Just in time. Because, you know, Edge, I really hated Edge because, you know, he was such a bad guy to John Cena. And all that. And, you know, Edge had a main event match in Toronto at, I think it's Tables, Ladders, Chairs. I think that's what the pay-per-view was called. Or no, it was called Unforgiven. Unforgiven at the ACC. But, you know, there were still some John Cena fans. If I was at that pay-per-view, I would have been a John Cena fan and just stick my middle finger up everyone's ass saying Cena wins. Anyway, Edge did pretty well. There were a few times which, you know, I liked him being champion, especially taking it from Dolph Ziggler thanks to Vicky Guerrero mentally. You know, when he won the title from Cena in 2006, I was pissed off because I knew Vince was going to try to destroy John Cena for some reason. If Eric Bischoff was going to destroy John Cena, it was going to be Vince McMahon. I still hold things against him. But anyway, Edge is a great champion. And, you know, that's why he's the best Canadian wrestler ever. So that's it for now. There will be more top 10s in the near future. Hopefully nothing bad happens to me during that time. So anyway, thanks for watching, I guess.